Hey there, Ben Mankiewicz with you. Welcome back to 31 Days of Oscar on TCM. We're in the middle of a lineup of Oscar-winning musicals that showcase exceptional dancing. Up next, a monumental picture from the British filmmaking duo of Michael Powell and Emmerich Pressburger. 1948, The Red Shoes. Powell and Pressburger made more than 20 films together as a writing, producing, and directing team between 1939 and 1972. Their most impactful work came during the 1940s and 50s. Their films, made through their production company, The Archers, played a critical role in defining post-war British cinema. The Powell-Pressburger workflow wove through both men and back again. For the most part, Pressburger would come up with a story. Then Pressburger served as the primary screenwriter, though working closely with Powell on the script. Powell then directed the films with Pressburger producing. They were very much a team. Reginald Mills, the principal editor on The Red Shoes, earned an Oscar nomination for his work, one of the film's 5 nominations, including Best Picture. It's a backstage drama following a love triangle between a ballerina, her controlling producer, and the dashing composer she loves. The genesis of the story originated better than a decade earlier with British producer Alexander Korda, who'd asked Powell to come up with a project for Korda's future wife, Merle Oberon. The project stalled. Oberon wasn't a professional dancer. Years later, now a team, Pressburger returned to the idea and convinced Powell to buy the rights from Korda. Powell agreed on 2 conditions. They hire a professional dancer for the lead role, and they create a completely original 17-minute ballet sequence. Well, then they cast Scottish dancer Moira Shearer in her film debut and commissioned that original ballet composed by Brian Easdale. He won the Oscar for his music, one of 2 wins for the film. The other came for Best Art Direction. From 1948, also with Anton Walbrook and Marius Goring, with stunning, though not Oscar-nominated, cinematography from Jack Cardiff. This is The Red Shoes. Somewhat surprisingly, when The Red Shoes debuted, it failed to excite British audiences or critics. However, it did resonate around the globe, especially in the United States. The Red Shoes earned 5 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture, Best Story for Emmerich Pressburger, Best Editing, and winning for its art direction and score. Director Michael Powell had persisted for better than a year to lock in Moira Shearer as the film's lead, but she repeatedly turned him down, wanting to continue to focus on her career as a rising ballet star. Eventually, they offered her enough money to shift her focus temporarily. Shearer is magnificent in the film. You'd never know she had a tough time working with Michael Powell. That said, Shearer worked with Powell twice more, first on the 1951 Oscar-nominated The Tales of Hoffmann, then in 1960 without Pressburger on Powell's Peeping Tom. That means she worked with Powell on 3 of her 6 feature films. Anton Walbrook, who played the ballet producer, also worked with the duo again. He had previously starred in The 49th Parallel in 1941 and The Life and Death of Colonel Blimp from 1943. They collaborated again in 1955 on the musical comedy O Rosalinda before Walbrook retired from feature films in 1958. Coming up, 31 Days of Oscar continues with another Academy Award-nominated musical. This one's set in New York's School of the Performing Arts. Irene Cara leads the cast of Fame. Next on Turner Classic Movies.
Next on TCM, Fame, then Algiers, and later Odd Man Out. Oscar breaks even today.